Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, and today I'm going to be doing a summer romance recommendation video for you. I am actually so excited for summer. It is already here in STL. It just feels so hot here. It's getting in the 80s. But I am also going to be pre-filming a lot of videos because I am going to be traveling during the summer in New England. So I'll be traveling in the Adirondacks and in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. I'm really excited, but I will not have time to film videos. I will still be reading, and my plan is to do a summer romance TBR before I leave, and then do a wrap up at the end of the summer of like all of the books that I read. So let's get right into this video. The first book on my list is Caught Up by Liz Tom Ford. I actually got to meet Liz at the Wild and Windy book signing this past weekend in Chicago. She is just adorable, so sweet, amazing, and I wanted to include this one on this list because this is a baseball single dad nanny romance, and baseball is in session during the summer and spring and a little bit in the fall. So I love baseball, and this is one of my favorites, and it's set during the summertime. So our heroine is a famous pastry chef, and she is just feeling really burnt out. She needs a break, and her dad is the manager coach of the MLB team in Chicago, and she is going home for the summer to just recuperate, rejuvenate, and kind of have a break from her really hectic job. And that's when her dad propositions her to nanny one of the baseball player's sons on the team. He is just really struggling and needs extra help, and he has just fired every other nanny. And so she agrees, and he very begrudgingly agrees to let her because he is very protective over his son. His son is a year old, still in the babyish stage, almost toddler, and this romance is so adorable. I loved how she would bring his son to his games and just have this beautiful relationship with him. It was definitely forced proximity because she had to travel on the road with him, and they had a lot of chemistry and tension, but they couldn't go there because she's also leaving at the end of the summer, and they didn't want to start something and stop something. And I love this one. It's so good. I love how the heroine calls him Baseball Daddy. I think that is hilarious. This is one of my favorites. Definitely go check it out. And I have Where We Belong by Ashley Munoz. This is a motorcycle romance, and I love this one. I feel like this is perfect for summer. It's a lot of action-packed motorcycle things happening, and so the hero and heroine do not get off on the right start. He just pushes away everyone in his life because he is afraid of losing them, so he doesn't let her in, and they end up having to be roommates kind of because she has nowhere else to stay, and he is very grumpy about it. It's also kind of Grumpy Sunshine a little bit, and this one is just so fun and very angsty, hate to love. I just love this one. And so she also has kind of a secret identity that she needs to be protected by the club, and so he has to protect her, but he doesn't want to, and it's kind of like the I hate you so much because I like you so much. And I love this one. It is just so angsty and just a fun time, and I love seeing the hero finally just go so soft for the heroine. This one is a favorite. And I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is another great small town romance. So the hero and heroine have known each other their whole lives. This is childhood friends to lovers romance, and she's coming back into the small town that they grew up in because she lost her job recently, and he actually recently became a dad. He donated sperm when he was younger, in his teen years, and he now has a daughter, and she came to visit him and is I need somewhere to stay because of some stuff going on with my parents. They can't take care of her at the moment, so he agrees, and it is definitely a journey for him with fatherhood, and it is absolutely adorable seeing him trying to connect with a 12-year-old girl who he has never met in his entire life until then. And the heroine Rosie, she ends up working for the hero and they work together. So it's like forced proximity, A+ banter, cinnamon roll hero. Just absolutely adorable. I love this one. It is so, so good. Then I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is her newest release and it starts off with the hero posting this post on Reddit, like, you know, the am I the asshole post on like TikTok. Well, he does that because he just always feels like the people that he dates, like after they break up and stuff, they move on and find their forever person, and he's like, I want that. So he is just putting this out into the world, and the heroine actually stumbles upon this post and they start chatting and messaging each other, and so they end up making a like deal where she will come and visit him for the summer because she is also a travel nurse, so with her job she can do that, and they will date for the summer so that they can both find their person after they date each other. And it is just such a great kind of emotional romance as well, because they're both dealing with a lot of stuff in their personal life. Like, he has to become the legal guardian for his younger siblings, and she's dealing with a lot of stuff with her mom. And I love this one just because they would go on these dates and they would just be absolutely obsessed with each other. They wouldn't want them to end, and I just found that so adorable. So this is a favorite. Perfect for summer. It is set, I think, in like Minnesota. It's definitely like on a lake and during the summertime. So this one is great. And I have The Summer We Fell by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This is a angsty love triangle romance, and I love this one. So this flashes between the past and the present, and in the past the heroine is in a foster home. She is staying with her boyfriend's family, and she's starting to catch feelings for her boyfriend's best friend, but she feels obligated to stay with her boyfriend because she is being, you know, staying with his family, and so she feels like she can't do that. And so there's this tug and pull between the characters, and this one is just so angsty, and then it flashes to the present where they see each other again, and it's been years, and stuff's happening there, and it's just a very angsty love triangle, and I love this one. Like, you can obviously tell who she wants more and wants to be with more, but she feels obligated to stay with the other hero, and we don't really get his POV, but this one is so good, and there's some mystery threaded throughout the book. But this is perfect for summer. It kind of reminds me of like the summer where the Summer I Turned Pretty. Is that what it's called? It's like the show and that book series, but just like an angsty love triangle, and it's really, really good. I love this one. Listen to it on audio, and he is also a surfer, so there's some fun scenes with that as well. Then I recently read Skies Over Caledonia on audio, like just finished it yesterday. This one is so good. So the heroine, she has always kind of had feelings for the hero, but they have never crossed that line. He kind of like closed that boundary with her and was like, we're not going to do that. And so she's kind of been pining after him for years, and she is coming back to Scotland to visit her sister, and they're like, you need to have a visa to be here. And so she ends up propositioning the hero with a fake marriage proposal, because she is also very wealthy, her family comes from wealth, to basically have a fake marriage so that she can, you know, have citizenship in Scotland. And he also has a farm, and he is kind of flailing with that, like he needs some money to keep it going. And so she's like, I will fund you the money if you agree to fake marry me. And so it goes from there, and it is so good. I loved, like, it's in the Highlands of Scotland. It's very picturesque, like farm life, but there's so much angsty tension between them because they both have been pining after each other for years. It's also a little bit of an age gap. I think he's 10 years older than her, but I love this so much. And there was some like suspense towards the end, which was a lot of fun, and it just felt very like picturesque and fun, and just like, I love Scotland and reading about Scotland, so this was just perfect, and I loved it so much. Then I recently read Fragile Sanctuary. I finished it last night. This one is so good. This is like Grumpy Sunshine, brother's best friend romance, but also very like summery because it deals with a lot of plants, because the heroine works at a garden like store thing, and she loves to garden, and I just love that. So the heroine kind of has a very traumatic past with something that happened, and so now it is years later and she is trying to rebuild and remodel her old home that was burned down. And that's when she meets the hero Anson. He is an ex-FBI agent and he is just very grumpy, and she is Sunshine, and he's just a very grumpy guy, and he kind of lets her in because they both have very traumatic past. He has some stuff that he's dealing with, and I just love seeing them find this kind of friendship first. And it was a little bit of slow burn too till they got together, and I just loved how grumpy he was, and she just really opened him up, and he really opened up for her, and I just love that about this book. And there are so many plants in this one. It just felt really summery, and I love this one. There's also a belt scene in this one that was fun, which Catherine hasn't done yet, I feel like. And I just love this one. And of course there is some suspense with what happened with the fire years ago, but also stuff is happening in the present time, and he is also, the hero is dealing with stuff from his past of being an ex-FBI agent and stuff that happened with his family. And it was just really fun. I really enjoyed it. Love this one. Definitely go check it out. The last one I have is The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by Elizabeth O'Rourke. Another Elizabeth O'Rourke, but she writes some really good summery romances. So this one, the heroine ends up having to go on a family trip with her ex-boyfriend's family to Hawaii. And the hero's there. He is actually the brother of her ex-boyfriend. And at first her ex-boyfriend isn't there for the trip for a couple of days. And so they kind of hate each other a little bit. They just find the other really annoying. But they start bonding. And she is a pop star and he is a doctor. And they just kind of start connecting, and it was just so good. But it's also very angsty because they have such different lives. But there were a lot of fun moments in Hawaii, and she actually has asthma too, so she had an asthma attack and he had to help her, and I loved that. And there were just so many cute moments. It felt like the movie Anyone But You, if you've seen that. Just they don't like each other, but they also are kind of catching feelings, and I really like this one. This one's really good. Definitely check it out if you want a fantastic summer read. Alright, well that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about some of my favorite summer reads, and I hope you check some of these out, and definitely down below let me know your favorite summer romances because I would love to know. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you